Imagine walking into your own $1 million home after a short trip, only to find the neighborhood busybody lounging in your robe, sipping your wine, and claiming it's hers now. That's exactly what happened to Alex Rivera. A tech was who just escaped the corporate grind. But little did he know, the real grind was waiting in his own backyard, courtesy of the almighty HOA. Alex had bought the sprawling ranch-style house in Willow Creek Estates, a picture-perfect suburb in suburban California where every lawn was manicured like a golf course and every mailbox screamed conformity or else. He'd heard the whispers about the HOA before closing the deal: fines for unapproved bird feeders, mandatory holiday lights that had to be festive but not flashy. But Alex, fresh off selling his app startup for a cool 8 figures, figured he could handle it. He was wrong. From day one, the rumors started. Neighbors muttered that he was shady, probably laundering money through some offshore scheme, because who pays cash for a house these days? Alex knew it was crap, planted by someone with too much time and a grudge. He kept quiet, smiled at the block parties, and observed. Patience was his weapon. He'd built a fortune on it. The president of the HOA, Vivian Hartwell, was the epitome of polished tyranny. Mid-50s. With a helmet of platinum hair and pearls that screamed, "I'm better than you," Vivian ran the neighborhood like her personal fiefdom. "We're all about community standards," she'd coo at meetings, her voice dripping with faux concern. "It's for the greater good. You know? Keeps property values up." But behind the scenes, she was a machine of micromanagement. Slapping fines for grass 2 inches too tall or cars parked askew. Alex had gotten his first taste when she dinged him $150 for a non-compliant welcome mat, apparently. The shade of blue clashed with the neighborhood palette. "It's in the bylaws, dear," she'd said with a saccharine smile, handing him the ticket like it was a holiday card. Alex paid it without a word. But he noted how her eyes lingered on his house. Calculating. He'd planned a quick getaway to a coding retreat in the Rockies, 3 weeks of solitude to recharge. Told no one except his assistant and the landscaper. But when his flight got canceled due to a freak snowstorm, Alex headed home a week early. Pulling up to the gate, he punched in his code. "Denied." "What the?" he muttered. Trying again. Still nothing. He used the override app on his phone, thank God for smart tech, and the gate creaked open. In his driveway sat a pristine white SUV with a bumper sticker reading "Live." Laugh. Lead. Not his. Heart pounding. Alex grabbed his spare key from the magnetic box under the porch step and slipped inside. The house smelled like lavender candles and entitlement. His living room looked like a Pinterest board exploded, throw pillows with quotes like "Boss Babe," a half-eaten charcuterie board on the coffee table. And, worst of all, someone humming in his kitchen. "Honey, did you remember the oat milk?" a voice called. Sweet as poison. Alex froze as Vivian emerged, wrapped in his Egyptian cotton robe, holding a glass of his vintage Cabernet. Her face went from smug contentment to wide-eyed panic in a split second. You're not supposed to be here," she stammered, spilling wine on the floor. "Funny," Alex said, crossing his arms, his voice steady but laced with ice. "Last I checked, this is my house. Care to explain why you're treating it like your personal spa?" Vivian straightened, clutching the robe like armor. "This is a misunderstanding. As HOA president, I have authority to inspect properties at risk of neglect. You were gone, abandoned it." "Really? I was securing it for the community." Alex laughed. A short, bitter bark. "Abandoned? After 2 weeks? With the mortgage paid off? Pull the other one." "Vivian." She backed up, eyes darting. "I'll call the authorities. You're trespassing." And with that, she bolted upstairs, slamming the master bedroom door. Alex didn't panic. He dialed 911 calmly, explaining the situation while pulling up his property app to confirm ownership docs. The cops arrived in under 10 minutes. Lights flashing but no sirens, suburbia demanded discretion. "Sir, we got a report of a break-in," the lead officer said, eyeing Alex suspiciously. "Yeah." From the intruder upstairs, Alex replied, stepping aside. "I'm the owner. Here's my ID. Deed. Everything." The officers exchanged glances. "Mind if we talk to her?" Upstairs, Vivian was barricaded, yelling through the door. "He's a squatter. I own this now, HOA reclamation clause." The cops coaxed her out. And there she stood, still in the robe, face flushed with righteous fury. "Officers. Thank goodness. This man is unstable, rumors of fraud. You know. I was protecting the asset." One cop raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am, the deed says otherwise." Vivian huffed. "Well, documents can be forged. Check the HOA records." Alex smirked inwardly. This was her first slip, the mask cracking. As they cuffed her for trespassing, she sputtered. "This is outrageous. I'm upholding order. Without rules, we'd be chaos." The cops found her suitcase in his closet, packed with his watches and a laptop full of community files. Alex watched her get led away, her pearls clacking indignantly, and thought, game on. Word spread like wildfire through Willow Creek. Neighbors whispered over fences, "Did you hear? Vivian got arrested in Alex's house." Some chuckled nervously, others defended her. "She means well, keeps things tidy." But Alex wasn't done observing. He reviewed his hidden security cams, ones Vivian didn't know about, tucked into the eaves. Footage showed her 2 weeks prior, using a master override code. How'd she get that, to let herself in with a designer bag and her yappy terrier? "Perfect timing," she muttered on video, glancing around like a fox in a henhouse. Absentee owner, easy pickings. But she wasn't alone. Shadows in the background revealed 2 board members, Harold and Rita, nodding along. "We'll file the stewardship papers tomorrow," Harold said. "Make it look legit." Alex's blood boiled, but he stayed cool. He called his lawyer, Jordan, a shark in a suit who'd handled his startup sale. "This isn't just squatting," Jordan said after reviewing the footage. "This smells like fraud." They dug into HOA records, public ones first. Turns out, Vivian had quietly amended bylaws months ago, adding an emergency guardianship clause for neglected properties. Neglected meaning anyone away more than 10 days without notice. "It's absurd," Jordan scoffed. "Like they own your vacation plans." Alex nodded. "And the rumors about me? Her doing? To isolate me." Sure enough. Neighborhood chat logs showed Vivian seeding doubts. That Rivera guy's shady. Cash buy? Probably dirty money. The escalation hit when Alex attended his first HOA meeting post-incident. The community center buzzed with tension, folding chairs squeaking under shifting bodies. Vivian was out on bail, presiding like nothing happened, her smile tighter than ever. "Welcome, everyone. Let's discuss maintaining our pristine standards." Whispers rippled as Alex walked in, taking a seat in the back. When open forum hit, he stood. Question: "How does the board justify breaking into my home?" Gasps. Vivian's face twitched. "Mr. Rivera. That's under legal review. But as per bylaws, we act for the community's benefit. Alex pulled out his phone, projecting the cam footage on the wall via Bluetooth. Benefit like this? You. Harold. Rita, invading my property? The room erupted. Vivian banged her gavel. This is out of order. Security. Remove him. But no security came. The volunteer guard was a neighbor who'd been fined 4 ugly holiday lights. Harold stammered. It was precautionary. Rita added. We thought you defaulted. Alex leaned in, voice dripping sarcasm. Defaulted on what? My zero mortgage? Nice try. Neighbors murmured, some laughing bitterly. They fined me for my kid's swing set, one said. Called it an eyesore. Vivian's composure cracked. Without us, property values plummet. We're the guardians. Alex shot back. Guardians or grifters? Let's see those amended bylaws. Who voted on them? Post-meeting. Tips flooded Alex's inbox. Anonymous emails with scanned docs, forged signatures from absent members. Backdated minutes approving the guardianship clause. One neighbor. An elderly widow named Mrs. Patel. Confessed over coffee. They threatened to reclaim my guest house because my son's deployed. Said it was underutilized. Alex patted her hand. Not anymore. He and Jordan compiled evidence. Tracing funds. Vivian's LLC had rerouted HOA dues to maintenance accounts that funded her SUV lease and inspection trips to spas. It's embezzlement with a side of delusion, Jordan quipped. They reported to the DA, who launched an investigation. Detective Reyes showed up at Alex's door, notepad in hand. You've uncovered a hornet's nest. Forged deeds. Wire fraud, targeting absentees like you. As the noose tightened, Vivian's antics grew desperate and hilarious in their absurdity. She started a smear campaign on the neighborhood Facebook group, Alex Rivera is disrupting harmony, boycott his lies. But posts backfired when someone leaked her own emails, Rivera's gone, prime for short-term rentals. We'll split profits. Neighbors piled on with memes, Vivian's face on a wanted, for bad taste in robes poster. She confronted Alex at his mailbox one sunny afternoon. Face beet red. You're ruining everything. This community needs structure. Alex. Watering his non-compliant wildflowers. Replied mildly. Structure like stealing homes? Pass. She sputtered. It's stewardship. For values. He chuckled. Your values or property values? Because yours seem pretty low. The pressure mounted when Reyes raided the HOA office. Boxes of shredded paper, too late, digital trails remained. They found plans for a phantom annex, faking expansions on protected land to sell illusory lots. They were building an empire on hot air, Reyes said. Vivian's board crumbled, Harold resigned. Blubbering about misunderstandings, Rita flipped. Testifying for immunity. A paralegal accomplice. Vince. Got nabbed trying to flee with falsified insurance claims on damaged properties that were fine. At a town hall, Alex presented the evidence slideshow style. Here's Vivian securing my wine cellar, he narrated, eliciting groans and laughs. Vivian. Cornered. Yelled from the back. It's for the greater good. Ungrateful peasants. The crowd booed, someone tossed a foam stress ball at her podium. The climax hit in court. A sterile room buzzing with anticipation. Vivian stood trial for fraud. Conspiracy. Trespass, the works. Her lawyer painted her as a misguided do-gooder. She believed she was protecting assets. Jordan demolished it. Protecting by listing stolen homes on Airbnb? That's not goodwill, that's grand theft. Witnesses paraded, the locksmith she'd duped. Neighbors she'd bullied. Reyes dropped the bomb. We traced $50,000 in siphoned funds to her personal accounts, labeled community morale boosters. Vivian's face cycled through smug denial to shocked horror. This is a witch hunt, she shrieked during cross-exam. I enforce rules, without me. Anarchy. Jordan smirked. Rules you forged? Anarchy starts with tyrants like you. The jury deliberated 2 hours, guilty on all counts. Sentencing was a spectacle. Vivian, in orange, begged for leniency. I was upholding standards. The judge, unamused, handed down 8 years. Standards don't include felony. As she was led away, pearls confiscated. She glared at Alex. You'll regret this, chaos will reign. He whispered back. Just loud enough. Chaos? Or freedom? I'll take my chances. The HOA dissolved that week. Replaced by a volunteer council with transparent audits. Neighbors reclaimed their yards, trampolines sprouted. Ramps installed without aesthetic reviews. Alex funded a legal aid kit for other suburbs. Going viral. Willow Creek breathed easier. Potlucks replacing patrols. But here's the kicker, Vivian's final appeal claimed she was the victim of community ingratitude. So, tell me, was Vivian the real monster enforcing order, or was the neighborhood's silence what let her reign? Who's truly at fault when good people say nothing?